ASTRAEOS is a brand new Greek mythological map from the Fjorda and Svartalfheim creator Narcatus, which will be releasing in just under 24 hours. In this video, I have compiled a list of my top 10 favourite PvE base locations on ASTRAEOS, in no particular order, so without further ado, let's get straight into it. Kicking off our list is this beautiful location here, located on top of a high rock here. It's a lovely location, honestly. 42.8 latitude, 25.5 longitude. Here's our location on the map. And if we quickly go inside, you can see I've placed some foundations down just to give you guys a good idea of the area and what you could do with it. You can place them in here on single player. I'm not sure what it'd be like on a server, but you can do it here. Indie Forge there, so you can get an idea of the height. There's quite a lot of room to play around with. Very nice, very nice. Loads of room to extend outside, do what you want with it really, there's lots of opportunity. And of course you're right next to the ocean, so you've got all those resources right on your doorstep. You could definitely build a cool water pen here if you wanted to. Straight outside the base you've got metal rocks here, metal rocks there, metal rocks everywhere. And if we move towards the south, straight down the beach, you'll find Arnold Schwarzenegger bench pressing a cliff here. But we ain't interested in that. Look at all that crystal below, that is tasty. And directly in front of the base, if you go all the way up the mountain, you're going to have more resources coming out your ears. Plenty of obsidian up here too, so you've got all the main free resources on your doorstep. Next base location is located at 58 latitude, 30.2 longitude. This is a beastly location for a base. It's such a nice location. And this is what you're looking at. You've got your beautiful bridge going across to your base. Some ruins here. It's pretty flat, so you could definitely build a nice little base in here. You got a little water pool here. Stick your water intake there. Have a cheeky bath. The world is your oyster. And of course, right next to the ocean, so you've got access to all those ocean resources and a water base if you choose to do so. And of course, right on top of the rock above your base, you've got crystal for days. It's pretty far from the low ground, so you should be able to build at the ruins and should hopefully be able to keep these spawns intact. And of course, metal for days. Right in front of your base, all up this mountain. You won't go short of metal on this map at all. Some nice creatures spawning nearby too, and a yellow drop that can potentially come down or two, because that's always nice for some loot and blueprints. But yeah, this is a glorious base location, you can't deny it. Next base location is located all the way down south, right down here at 79.6 latitude, 30.9 longitude. You're either going to love this spot or you're going to hate it. It depends if you like being away from the mainland. As you can see, it's pretty far from it, but that's why it's so good in my opinion. It's a really nice spot. You can build anywhere on this island. It's probably not enough room for 2 tribes, but there's plenty of room for 1, that's for sure. There's a really nice spot up here. Loads of room. Little pathway going up to it, so you could easily gate it off, or not that you need to do any of that because I'm pretty sure no creatures spawn this island. But anyway, you've got a ton of metal on here, and you've got a little cave under here also, which is nice. You could either build in here if you wanted to, but you can see there's a load of obsidian, so that's always nice. And if you go back out the cave here onto the other side of this pool rock, where I think is the best base spot, you can see there is actually a cave here. Obviously you probably don't want to build in a cave if you're in PvE, but I guess you could build in here for PvP. There's quite a lot of room in here actually. So, and of course if you build out here, it'll mean you get to fully utilize the trireme ships sailing to and from the mainland as you please, which are totally ignored by the lead Sikhvis, bringing raft exploration back to its former glory. Next base location is located at 39.2 latitude, 5.3 longitude, on the west side of Corinthos Island. And I always make it my mission to try and find the best flat spot on every map, and this is the one I've gone with. It's a beautiful location. Couldn't ask for a better spot if you want a water base. I can just imagine a really nice base there. You got your water here, so you can build a nice bridge across to the mainland. There's plenty of building opportunities. Nice bit of metal on the side of the mountain here. And if you don't like this spot, you could always build up here too. It's a bit boring this one though, I think, but it's flat up there also if you did want to choose that over this spot, but I really do like this spot. Next base location is 26.9 latitude, 4.2 longitude. Here's our location on the map, and we are looking at this beautiful cave here. It's a massive cave.
That's what she said.
And if we go inside, you'll see there is a lot of space to play with. Of course, it has its own water source inside, where you can definitely breed some decent sized water creatures in here, as it is pretty deep. It's also very dark as well. Let me just quickly put that trusty scuba mask on, and there you go. You can actually see it is pretty deep. There's no resources in the cave, which actually surprised me, so You won't be blocking any of those, so that's always nice if you do want to build here. But yeah, it's very nice in here. If you can light it up like this, I have lit it up a little bit in here so you can get an idea of what it looks like. You could easily gate it off, build a massive water pen. On top, you got a bunch of obsidian nodes here. And from here, if we head towards the east/northeast, just over here, you got a little metal spawn. Nice bit of crystal in there as well, and a patchy if you want to tame him too. Next base spot is this big archway here. 22 latitude, 8 longitude. This is more of a strategic spot. I'm not really a fan of building up high like this, but I know a lot of people that do, and it's quite a nice area because it is relatively flat on top. Right underneath you got some caves, which is quite cool. Obviously you're not going to probably build these in PVE, but see a bit of a cave here, and underneath this one you'll see there's another mini cave. Not really sure you'll be able to use this for anything. Even in PvP it's not really defendable, but it's a cool feature nonetheless. And you're going to have all your resources at the back of here. If you follow the path going up to the mountain, you're going to find a lot of resources. Loads of obsidian up here. Keep going out the path, more obsidian, metal, and loads of crystal at the top. Can't go wrong with that. Moving on to one of my personal favorite base locations on the entire map. This is a beautiful area. It's so good. It's the first to receive a cinematic pan shot of the area. A very nice looking ruin, I must say. This one is located at 26.1 latitude, 15.8 longitude, and there's our location on the map. Like, how amazing are these ruins? And I feel like being as these ruins are white, it makes them so much better. But as you can see, there's a ton of room in here. You won't be able to place structures directly down onto the concrete, so you will have to place foundations, but there's a ton of building opportunity here. And even in the main section of the ruin, it is quite tall, so you could definitely build a decent sized base in here. And I like this bridge coming across here. If you do want to extend out, you can definitely do that. There's loads of room to play around with. And if we just move straight up here towards the top of the cliff up here, you got your crystal, you got metal, you got obsidian, you got it all up here right on your doorstep. You can't complain about that. Next base location is located at 33.3 latitude, 5.6 longitude. Here's our location on the map. You can't have a base location video without putting the Colosseum in it. Why is it so foggy? There we go. Look at that beautiful location. Unsure if this will let you build here if there is a official service that come out for this map, but it does let you in single player, so you can place foundations down in this area at least. The ground is pretty flat, so you could definitely build a nice base here. And what I'm picturing here in my head is if someone built a foundation over this round concrete floor in the center and built up from there. That would look seriously cool. I would never be able to do that because I ain't skilled enough, but I would love to see it. Next base location is 46.1 latitude, 9.5 longitude. Here's our location on the map, and I went with this spot here. It's a beauty, I must say. Right on top of this high rock here. It's nice and flat on top. It's a nice location for a small to medium base. Like, obviously you ain't got much room up here, but most things are done with cryopods these days, so you know, once you get yourself your first flyer, it will make for a fine base location. Unless you want a water base, then obviously it's not fine for that. There is actually beavers that I see spawning in this water. I can see there's one right now, but I've never actually seen them make any dams. Hopefully I'm just getting unlucky and they will make dams at some point, because that'll be a great asset for your base. Of course, you're right on a mountain here, so you're going to have all those rare resources. You've got obsidian right in front of you, metal everywhere. And if we go up the mountain towards the east, in these trees here, there is actually a cave. And this cave is a rather unique one. It's also very dark, so you will need to gamma up, as I couldn't see anything. We did find the way eventually. In this cave, you will find a load of beehives and giant queen bee spawning, which we all know is a very important resource in ARK. More creatures found in this cave are scorpions, titanic boas, araneos, and the most important one, the dung beetle, which is actually the only place I've seen one spawn as of now. I'm pretty sure they do spawn in other places, but this is a cave I've seen them commonly spawn at. And there's the base spot in all its glory. It's a beautiful location. Look at that view. All the pink blossom trees in the game. And my final pick is located at 38.9 latitude, 25.8 longitude. And we're looking at this mini island, like got its own moat of water around it. So it's a really nice spot for me. I'm not the best builder by any means. I feel like you could build something really cool here, like in the center of the island, or work your way over to this side of the land here. And then obviously you got the ocean here too. So you can build yourself a really cool water base with a really nice land base. It's got it all pretty much, and of course you're like right in the center of the island. Almost, not quite, but you're close to all the rare resources. You've got mountains surrounding you. You're in between two mountains basically, and you're pretty close to the obelisk too. How beautiful is that? I'm just going to close out the video with a few honourable mentions, as I like these spots a lot too. This one is on another island off of Corinthos. I only picked it really because of how flat the area is, as it is a really large flat spot. It's a pretty nice location though also. Second honourable mention is this temple ruin on top of a cliff. Not too much of a fan of this spot myself, as I like my ruins complete and not like this, but I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy this spot as a place to call home. And finally, this spot here, which I believe is meant to be an abandoned mine, and I really liked this spot a lot. The only downside for me was that the buildable area inside is quite small, but honestly this will still make for a great base location, as the area outside the mini mine can be expanded out to. And that is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it or found it helpful in any way, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe for more ARK content, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care, goodbye.